Anyone who knows me knows that I love tea, and the British Science Association even revealed this month the science behind making the perfect brew. So with that in mind, I'm really excited to show you my latest product review for the Sage Tea Maker, where we'll put it through its paces to see if it can make the perfect cuppa. Okay, so the Sage Tea Maker is a variable temperature kettle primarily designed for brewing loose tea. It has a stainless steel tea basket which lowers itself into the boiling water for the amount of time that you specify. The kettle has a number of presets depending on the type of tea you're brewing and how strong you would like it. You can tell the kettle how long you want the tea to brew for, so basically how long the basket will stay in the water and to what temperature you want the water to come to. The kettle has a maximum capacity of 1.5 litres if you're just boiling water, or a litre if you're brewing tea. Okay, so let's start using the kettle. You can remove it from the base easily and then fill it up with water with the basket removed. And one thing I really like about this kettle is that it's mostly made of glass, so you can see what's going on the inside. And in case you're worried, Sage have provided the optimum amount of tea you'll need depending on how much water you're using, and the optimum temperatures and brewing times for different types of tea as well. So with that in mind, remove the tea basket from the kettle and then fill it up with the right number of teaspoons worth of loose tea, depending on what the instructions say. Replace the lid on the tea basket and then insert it back in the kettle, and it's easy to do because it magnetically sticks to the bar on the inside. You then need to place the lid back on the kettle and then choose your settings for your tea. With this being a regular breakfast tea, I'm going to put it on the setting for black and then put it on strong. This is set a default brewing temperature of 100 degrees centigrade and a brewing time of 3 minutes. However, if you want to override these settings, you can do easily using the arrows on the base. Hit the tea button and then the kettle will start boiling up. And thanks to a thermometer on the inside, it will tell you what temperature the kettle's coming up to as it's boiling. Once the kettle's reached the temperature that we specified, and in this case 100 degrees centigrade, the basket of tea will then begin to lower into the water once it's finished boiling, leaving you to fully appreciate that now. Anyway, the display will start showing a countdown of how much longer the tea has left to stay in the water. And then, once the timer gets down to 0, the kettle will then raise the tea leaves back out of the water. And once the whole tea making cycle is complete, the kettle will then beep at you to let you know your tea is ready. The timer will also start again to let you know how long your tea's been sitting there waiting. And that is how the Sage Tea Maker works. Now there's no denying it, this is definitely at the higher price range for kettles. So it's definitely going to be suited to people who really appreciate a good cup of tea. It boils up nice and quickly, and I've got to say I love the mechanics behind how it brews the tea. Furthermore, it's got a few other handy settings like a keep warm setting and an auto start, so if you want to set it to brew a pot of tea for when you wake up in the morning. And considering all of you crazy people out there who don't like tea, you can also use it as a regular kettle simply by not putting the basket in and hitting the hot water button. So there's me showing you the Sage Tea Maker. I hope you found it useful, and you can check out some more of my Sage product reviews by clicking on one of the videos on the screen.